highlights of the festival. Great prizes. We've got a Sony TV to give away for them. We do a Hop Idol, which is a spin on New Zealand Idol and Aussie Idol, but they have to sing a song from the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
And there's a heat process that they go through, and we end up with 6 finalists, world-class singers, and some of those people have actually gone on to really good careers.
Wow.
Being discovered at the beach shop.
Now the next big thing, of course, the 50s and the 60s, surfing. I mean, it's even a surfing celebration, isn't it?
It is, and I think that's why Whangamata is ideal, because we're remote. There's only 2 roads into Whangamata,
Yeah.
and I think people come over the hills and leave all their troubles behind.
Yeah.
And you know, the beach, music, the Beach Boys, etc., surfing, hot rods, girls, it all goes together. That's what the 50s and 60s were about, which is why Whangamata is ideal for it.
Then the big one. I mean, this attracts so many people. The cars.
For our 10th anniversary, we've increased it just slightly to 1,100 cars who have pre-entered.
Yeah.
Now, we sold out in 6 weeks in October.
Wow.
With lots of interest. Because the beach shop's about the 50s and 60s, we limit most of the cars to those made before 1972. We do take later model American cars at our choice, but you know, 95% of these cars would be made before 1972. And I'll tell you what, there's a really good incentive to be there, because we've got 3 vehicles which are going to find new homes at the beach shop.
Let's talk about that. 3 giveaway vehicles.
It's always been a tradition of the beach shop that we have a giveaway. We thought, well, look, we get 3 different types of vehicles at the beach shop. We get hot rods, we get classic cars, and we get Harleys, motorbikes. So why not give away 1 of each? This is my sales pitch to our team. And they go, oh, you're okay, Noddy. What's this going to cost?
Yeah.
And I just said, no, think about the different crowds it's going to bring in, because they all want to win 1 of each.
Right.
So what we've got a 1930 Model A hot rod roadster, which has got a 400 horsepower V8 Chevy motor in it, which just goes absolutely fast, legally. We've got a 1963 Buick LeSabre station wagon, which is your beautiful kind of surfy wagon, which fits the beach. And we've got a Harley Bobber, which is like a bike that Fonzie would have ridden. Now, all 3 have been given makeovers. They're all painted absolutely stunning blue with a white theme, which goes with the sea and the sand, trying to keep things all indoor-outdoor flow. And these 3 vehicles are up for grabs. Now, how this will work is we sell a festival program for $5.
$5, okay.
Yes. Inside the program, there's a form that the people can fill out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's an element of skill. They've got to answer a question. The answer is explode for Sony Explode. There's a hint. And if they complete the form and put it into the one of the voting boxes, and at about 5 o'clock on Saturday, we'll do a draw. If that person is present when we make the draw, they can choose which one they want. The very first person can choose from the hot rod, the Harley, or the Buick.
Wonderful. And then the second has got 2 choices.
Well, what we do then, we've got 2 vehicles left. We'll auction one off with a very low reserve. And the 3rd vehicle is given away on Sunday. It will be an entrant who is paid to be at the festival, you know, with either a hot rod, a classic car, or a Harley. They've all got an individual number on their vehicle. We call them out on Sunday. If they're there, they get the 3rd vehicle. How easy is it to win a $30,000 vehicle? Cost you $5.
Now, you're talking about sponsors. You've had wonderful sponsor support, haven't you?
Sure.
We can't mention them all, of course, but you've mentioned Makita and you've mentioned Sony.
Yeah.
And they've actually done a great favour for The Beat Goes On.
Really?
They are going to give away a wonderful little camera on The Beat Goes On, and you and I have to think up a very simple question. And you email The Beat Goes On, Jared@TheBeatGoesOn. Answer this simple question, and you could win this fabulous little camera from Sony.
That's fantastic.
Good? What about how many years has the beach shop been going?
Oh, I think that's a pretty tricky question.
And we'll do a draw, and they can win that little camera.
That's absolutely fantastic.
There's prizes everywhere, isn't there?
Isn't there? I know. And this is the thing, having sponsors like Sony on board, who are really happy to step up and support what we do.
Now, another great sponsor too is Classic Cover. Now, you never think about this, but it's an insurance company that is dedicated to providing cover on classic cars. Now, how hard was it to get insurance for classic cars?
And this is another really, really interesting fact, in that, you know, when I first started building my hot rods, which is 30 years ago, you know, you went to one of the normal insurers and they just wouldn't want to know you. But Mark Joblin from Classic Cover is a pretty smart business person. He's a car guy, and he saw a huge gap in the market, and he's built this business up really well because he knows that the risk. We love our cars.
Yes,
you know, we don't race around. We don't want to crash them. We don't dry them every day. So Mark's created a fantastic company. And each year he offers insurance for our vehicles while we use them on the road, and also 1 year goes with the vehicles. So if you won one of the cars, you get 1 year's worth of insurance with it as well.
So how do we get hold of Classic Cover? They're in Hamilton, are they?
They are based in Hamilton, but they've got a really good call centre. I think classiccover.co.nz, and talk to one of the crew there, and they can arrange it all over the phone. Classic Cover have got a classic old caravan that's been painted up with flames on, and they'll be towing that behind one of their classic vehicles. And every day at the beach shop they'll have a location that people are more than welcome to come up and have a chat to them. They've got big orange flags and pretty easy to identify, and go and talk to the team.
And now another thing too is, when you think about it, I mean, you've got cars coming from the States, and you've got a company who's specialised in that, and that's called Famous Pacific Shipping. Now, they do a great job, don't they?
Well, I've imported a number of cars from the USA for the beach shop and myself and for friends, and it's a huge risk. You know, if you're buying them off the internet and you haven't seen the car, Famous Pacific can organise all this for you. They're safely put into the containers, they arrive in New Zealand, they're cleared by customs at their facility out at the airport. And it's simply within 4 weeks from when it's delivered to their agent in the USA, you can pick it up here in Auckland.
What about one more sponsor?
Look, hey, you know, all our cars, we give them nice paint jobs, etc., but they need wheels to go around, and nice shiny wheels. And Craigo is an historic hot rod mag wheel brand from the USA, going back to going back to the 50s and 60s, and they make speed equipment as well. And luckily through BG Marketing here in New Zealand, probably for the last 3 years, they've supplied all the wheels for us for our project cars that we give away. You know, top quality wheels. You know, I love them on my vehicles because they're traditional. They're from the 50s and 60s. They're not big 20-inch bling bling wheels. But Craig are the kind of wheels that you want on your classic car. With Craig, we have the Tairua beach party on Thursday coming up, and Craig are the sponsor of that. And you know, they'll have a lovely display of wheels. They've got a competition on their website at the moment about you can win your dream set of Craigar wheels. So they'll be there in force throughout the festival.
Could you do it without those wonderful sponsors?
Not at all. You know, a festival the size of the beach shop costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to put on, and you know, whether it's direct cash to make it happen, or whether it's products like the wheels for the cars and insurance, stuff like that. It just simply wouldn't happen without the sponsors.
Sounds like it's going to be a great weekend. Now, for people who have just tuned in, and that's what happens, you know, they just tune in.
Just surfing.
And they were saying, what is this beach hop they're talking about? So it's starting this Wednesday. Big celebration of the 1950s and the 1960s. It's free to the public.
Enjoy the 50s and 60s like it was.
Listen to the music.
Go
look
at the cars, go surfing, look at the pretty girls dressed up in their 50s and 60s gear, buy some merchandise, buy the program, get the chance to win one of those classic vehicles we've got on offer.
Wow. And have a wonderful time from the 24th right to the 28th this week. Don't miss it.
Okay.
Thank you, Noddy.
We'll be there.
We'll see you next year.
Absolutely. The beat goes on.
Yeah.